Good morning to all of my dearest students. Myself Shanghamitra. Today I will deliver a presentation on 6th poem Animals from First Flight of Class 10. This poem was written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist and journalist. He was born on 31st May in 1819 at New York, United States, and was died on 26th March in 1892 at New Jersey in the United States. He was the second child of total 8 children. His father was a carpenter. That's why in the year 1830 he has quitted his education and he joined his first job. He has published several poetry and he's famous among these poetries. The famous one was Leaves of Grass, and in this poetry several poems were included. Animals is one of them, and other poems are Songs of Myself, O Captain, My Captain, and Drum Taps, etc. And from Songs of Myself in Leaves of Grass, this poem Animals was taken. The theme of this poem, told by the poet Walt Whitman, that is a comparison between animals and humans. In this poem, he shows how animals are better than humans as they are more empathetic than humans. He says that animals also have feelings just like humans, however, their way of expression is better than humans. God created both living beings, that is humans and animals. So animals and humans have their right to dwell on earth, but God has given a superior position to humans than animals. But now the poet feels animals are more better than humans because animals possess some basic qualities, but humans, they don't have these basic qualities. What are these basic qualities? That's why the poet has segregated animals are more better than humans. So let us discuss this these values. Those values the humans don't have. Just one by one, stanza wise, I will explain. Let us follow. Before proceeding the discussion of this poem, I am saying that this poem consists of 16 lines and there is no metrical words at the end of each line. That's why this poem has been written in free verse. That's why it is called free verse or blank verse. So the poet, I have said, was the first man who just presented his poems in this free verse. So stanza wise I am explaining. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-content. I stand and look at them long and long. So I have divided into this poem into 5 stanzas. This is the first stanza. What the poet said? The poet says that he often thinks that he can turn and live with animals as they are so placid. He can turn means he can go and live with animals because they are so placid. Placid means calm, peaceful or relaxed. So that's why the poet wanted to go for living with animals because they are so placid and self-content. Self-content means do not care about others, self-centered. But humans are not. Humans, they are restless. They are the opposite character of animals. They are not self-centered. They care about others all the time. They are criticizing with others. So that's why the poet does not just like these values of human beings. And I stand and look at them long and long. So what the poet said, he often stands and keeping looking at them for long time because he is astonished by their nature. Okay, next. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. This is the second stanza. Just see what the poet said here. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Here, whine means cry and complain all the time. So, according to the poet, the animals do not sweat and whine. That means complain about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Why they do not complain about their condition? Because they are happy with what they are. All the time about their situation, about their condition, they are happy. But human, they do not happy all time. They are criticizing. They are always unhappy about their situation, about their condition, and their desire that are unstoppable. Humans desire, but animals, they don't have any desire, they don't have anything, so that's why they are very happy all time. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Here, sins means wrong activities, bad activities. So, like humans, they do not lie awake in the dark. They do not they do not lie awake means they are not sleeping at night and weep for the sins. But human beings, they weep for their bad wrongs things, like human beings. Animals do not they are not doing like that like human beings. So the poet is actually comparing animals with humans. Humans actually commit sins, wrong activities, which make them feel guilty. That's why they often weep for their sins in the night. On the other hand, animals never commit any sins, so they don't feel guilty. Thus, they sleep peacefully in the night. The poet further here says that animals do not make him sick. Next line, they do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. The poet here says the animals do not make him sick. Sick here means bored. The poet don't feel bored at living with animals by discussing their duty to God. So again, the poet is criticizing the nature of humans. People commit sins and at the same time talk about their duties to God. They have double standards. That means, on the other hand, animals neither commit sins nor talk about God and religion. They do not believe in this and thus live happily. Next, the poet says in these lines, not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one nails to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So here the poet says, no animal is dissatisfied with its life or demented. Demented means mad with the mania Mania, that means craziness. They did not become mad with their craziness of owning things. Owning means here human beings all the time they they just their demands just are increasing all time. So human beings don't want anything for owning, for belonging itself. In other words, animals are happy with what they have, and they don't have greed of worldly things, materialistic things like human beings. So humans, they are very crazy for owning things, but animals, this quality, animals don't have this quality, this type of quality, craziness like human beings. Next, no animals nails to another, bend down to another. Nails means here bent down. Not to his kind. Kind here means those of own breed. Though they have been on the earth for thousands of years, they have been living on earth for thousands of years. But this quality they don't have. Which quality? Human beings, after doing sins, after doing bad things, they nail down with another. They nail down to in front of God for saving themselves. But animals, they don't have this type of quality because they don't do like that misbehaves with others. But humans behave like that. In other words, humans bow before the powerful or rich people, but animals never bow before any other animal. Animals just they maintain their one face, but always remember, human beings, they always follow their dual face, double face, inner face and outer face. So they are very hypocritic character, human beings. No animal is respectable. That means no animal is respected as human respect based on status or wealth. No, because they think they are equal. Animals think they are equal with each other, but humans, they never think like that. No animal is unhappy over the whole earth. That means no animal is unhappy because of its status or nature or kind of the whole earth. They think always they are equal. So the poet is pointing towards the discrimination on the basis of caste, class, religion, color, etc. Unlike humans, animals never discriminate each other and never feel sorry for what they are. Understood? This is the meaning of these 3 lines. Next, stanza 4. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. After describing how animals are better than humans, the poet says that they show their relation to him. Him here means the poet, and he accepts them. The poet accepts all the animals. In other words, the poet says that his nature and thinking is very similar to that of animals, and thus he proudly accepts this. According to the poet, they bring tokens of himself. Tokens here indicates a symbol or sign of friendship. So all the animals bring the poet tokens of myself. That means tokens of good quality, symbol of good quality of the poet. Just bring to the poet. All animals they will give to the poet. They evince them plainly in their possession. Evince here means show or indicates. The animals indicates them plainly in their possession. Animals evince, reveal what they have in their possession, that means their characteristics, which the poet described in stanza 2 to us plainly in a straight way. To us here means readers. The animals shows their good qualities, their virtues to all the reader plainly in a straight way. There was not a very roundabout way. They shows their good qualities, virtues to all the readers in a straightforward way. So in other words, animals show all those characteristics which human once had: honesty, innocence, classless society, atheism, etc. The poet wonders from where they could get those tokens. Here the last two lines, I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Here the poet wonders, the poet surprised from where they could get those tokens, those good qualities which one day humans possessed, the nature of humans which existed in the past. But the poet here wonders, he feels very ashamed from where they could get those tokens. The poet thinks whether he passed that way huge times ago and had those virtues long time ago, but dropped them. Dropped them means left them carelessly. Negligently means carelessly. All good qualities have been left them carelessly. So the whole poem is about the evolution of greed, desire among humans. The poet is of the views that we were honest, innocent, good in the beginning of the time. However, now we have lost all those virtues. On the other hand, animals seem to have retained those virtues. Now I am telling, I am giving a similarity. If you will read the two poems of William Blake, that is Tiger and the Lamb. In those poems, in the poem the lamb indicates our childhood. When we are child, that time we possessed our innocence, our good qualities, purity of our heart. But when we are growing towards the maturity, that is explained in Tiger, that poem William Blake explained just in this poem, the Tiger. The poet William Blake said there, when we are just growing, we are proceeding we are moving on towards our maturity level, maturity. At that time we gathered our experience. So our heart, our pure heart, that will be changed gradually, because when we become matured, at that time our heart will be changed, because our life, it's a circle. When we are in childhood period, we are innocent, we are ignorant about all things. But when we are growing towards the maturity, our heart that must be changed because of experience, because of our experience. Because our life is a circle, and our life that is moving on from ignorance to knowledge, and innocence to dishonest, everyone. So that is explained in those poems, and these poems, the similar. In this poem, the poet also said, one day at the beginning of our life, we were honest, innocent, and good. But now we become grown, and we are not now honest like that. We became dishonest and experienced also, and we never maintained our good qualities. But animals, they have no sense like human beings. They are intelligent, than human beings, also more intelligent than human beings, but they have no enough sense like human beings. These qualities they never possess. So that's why the poet said animals are more superior than human beings. They are the most superior creatures in the world. So understood, this is the theme, this is the story of this gist of this poem. Let's see the literary devices used in this poem. So stanza wise I am explaining. In first stanza, just see first line and second line started with the same word. I think, I stand. So when started the same consecutive lines started with the same word, it is called anaphora. And in first line you will see I think, I and leave. So here I vowel sound is repeated in these lines. It is called assonance. In the same line, when I vowel sound is repeated, it is called assonance. And in the second line, long, the same word is repeated in 2 times in the single sentence, so it is called repetition. Next, stanza 2, again anaphora is used. They do not, in the third line, first at the beginning of third line, at the beginning of fourth, at the beginning of fifth line. So this phrase, this group of words is repeated at the beginning of the consecutive lines, third, fourth, fifth. They do not, so it is called anaphora. And in third line, the word you got, sweat and twine. Sweat and twine, it is a human quality, traits of human beings. So when here it is compared with human beings, the same quality is compared with human beings, so it is called metaphor, hidden comparison. And here alliteration is used in fifth line. Make me, more sound, m, same consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of closely placed words. It is called alliteration. Then come to the third stanza, fifth, sixth and seventh. These consecutive lines started with the same word, not one. Again anaphora is used. And it here in the fourth stanza, tokens indicates the symbol of virtues, good qualities of human beings. So these qualities are compared with the good qualities of the poet. So here metaphor is used. And in the fifth stanza, wondered where, W is repeated, same consonant sound is repeated in the consecutive or closely placed words. It is called alliteration. So these figures of speech are used in this poem. So let's see the question answers.
Not sure if you know this, but when we first met, I got so nervous I couldn't speak. In that very moment I found the one, and my life had found its missing piece. So as long as I live, I love you, will have it, hold you. You look so beautiful in white, and from now to my very last breath, this day I'll cherish. You look so beautiful in What we have is timeless. My love is endless.